So I'm just going to walk you through some of the options for getting registered here. We'll start by clicking on the link at the top you see here for annual conference. This takes you to the main page that we use every year for updates on this year's annual conference, which you can always get to directly by going to ac.holston.org. That can be just typed right up here in the address bar. That will always take you to this page. And you'll find information here on deadlines that are upcoming for various things having to do with annual conference. You'll find also when you do go to the online registration page for annual conference, you can order the book of reports there as well when you complete your registration. So there are a couple of ways to approach the login for this year's annual conference registration. First of all, we have the instructions here about going ahead and logging in. You'll also find, though, that we have another step here that kind of helps you out if you're not sure about how that will work. So if you go here and enter your email address, I just have a demo account here that we can use as an example, and you tab through these fields, you'll see after you put your email address in that this will pop up if your email address is already definitely associated with the logon that we've created for you. Clergy and laity voting members do already have a pre-assigned login, so we are asking that you use this account to log in. So we've given you your username here, shown you what that is based on your email address, and then you can click here to do the login. Takes you to the page that tells you all about the login options for the site based on whatever your group is that you would apply to here. So for instance, if you go here, you see under laity, there's a way for you to automatically go in and retrieve your login information. And it's essentially actually a way for you to create your password that you'd like to use. So you can click there. It explains that you're retrieving your login information. So you type your address, click Reset My Password, and then check your inbox. As the message says, we've emailed a new password link to the email address that you submitted. So when you get that email, it will look something like this. It will be from webserver3@holstonconference.com, or it may come from webserver@holston.org, one of those two addresses. So you can click on this and read the information here. You're receiving this because you requested a password for your user account. You'll see that within this message, it actually does contain your username in case you've forgotten what it is. Your username in case you've forgotten. And then when you follow this link, it takes you to where you can create your new password. It'll let you know your password has been reset successfully. Then you can go here again to click to log in. And keep in mind, if the email address that is on file with your district office is the one that's also associated with your Facebook account and the way that you log in on Facebook, then you can link the two accounts. So whenever you are logged in on Facebook on the browser you're using, you will be able to automatically be logged into holston.org. So you might think about merging whatever email address it is you use with Facebook to the information that your district office has for you. So now we're logged in and we've arrived to open the registration page and begin the registration process. As you can see, it has my preloaded information as someone who has a pre-assigned login. And this is obviously just an example. So for most of you, these fields that you see grayed out will be the information that you have given to your district office. And so we don't want you changing any of that information here. That is how we will currently and up to annual conference identify you and keep track of your information. So we don't allow you to change that here, but if you definitely have a change right now in your present position, your present appointment, your present location and residence, then you will want to let your district office know of an address change here, an email address change, phone number change, and all of these areas that you see that are grayed out that you can't actually enter information into. Okay? So there's only a couple of fields for you to fill out here then and complete your registration. We just want to know what you want on your name badge. If there's a suffix to your name that you'd like us to use, you can click that here if we don't have it as part of your identification already. And then we are asking you to let us know about your spouse's name. So spouse name and spouse email. And that will allow us to send information about spouse events that are going on for clergy spouses and that kind of thing. All right, so you also have your pre-selected category here based on what we know about your standing for annual conference. It will already be chosen here. Any discrepancies there, you'll again want to contact your district office and you can talk to them about that. For clergy who are not attending, they will want to be sure to check this box. It's a good way to give everybody a heads up about someone who's not attending, but do note that you still have to send a written letter to your district superintendent. Of course, you have this information pre-filled, and for clergy there'll be a status here. You have this opportunity to order a book of reports, and you can put however many copies you'd like in this field. Last thing is to check this box about the terms of the offer and continue. Okay, so after you hit continue, you'll see that you come to another screen that is a review screen, and often people will miss this if they don't complete the registration, but this is an important step where we can just confirm the fields that you've typed in. You can look them over again one more time, make sure everything is okay. It'll give you your total amount, dollar amount if you decided to order the book of reports, and then you continue to checkout. Now, if you didn't purchase the book of reports, you're done. The next screen would just say thank you for registering. You'll be receiving an email. And in this case, since we did say we were going to order the book of reports, we have one more step, confirming that we're purchasing and we're spending $20. We're going to proceed again to check out. And this window pops up where you can enter your email address, card number, and the rest of the information that's needed to pay with a debit or credit card. And we can accept any kind of card right now, Amex, Discover, Visa, MasterCard. If you check the box to remember you, then this step will be really quick whenever you're making a payment or purchase on our website. So this is the one payment system that we're using now on holston.org. So of course you'd hit the pay button here and be done and get another screen telling you that your registration and payment and everything is confirmed, and then you can check your inbox. You'll have a message that looks like this from the Holston registrar. Have the registrar email address and your email address on it as the recipient. And what we've provided here for you is all the other information that you'll need up and until annual conference and up and until these deadlines that are upcoming have passed. So whenever you register, you'll see what the other items are that you may want to take care of now. Of course, the housing deadline is the most urgent one right now. It's first and foremost here, and you can click on that to complete it. You can register for childcare by clicking here and downloading the PDF form that's used for that. Deadline showing. And you can prepay for the missions dinner and the 5K run. And an added feature here this year is that you don't have to register individuals for the missions dinner and the 5K. You can register your whole family on the 5K registration form if you want to. And just list all their names and how many are walking and how many are running. And the same thing for missions dinner. You can register more than one person there and pay for everything in one payment. And then, of course, if you didn't order the printed book of reports, we do give you that link here. So save this email confirmation in your inbox to just be sure of what you've entered here, keeping in mind that if any of your information ends up changing through your district office in terms of again, this is just a sample test we did here. In terms of your category, status as a voting member, it's possible that could change before we get to annual conference. It will actually be updated in the records that we will have at annual conference when you arrive. So, but again, you can keep in touch with your district office on any changes that might be happening there. So the only other thing I wanted to go over with you is that if for whatever reason you just don't want to take the time to step through and get your login, retrieve your password, set your password, and that kind of thing, when you do come to this page and you put in your name and find out that you're required to log in, you don't want to, you can click this box to close it and literally just change this to a fake address if you really don't want to use the information that we've already pre-filled for you. And then you can fill out the whole form with all the required fields, which are in bold. Okay, proceed through, choose your category that you think you should be under. Here, your district and your church charge name primarily, if you do know what your charge name is. And don't forget to check this final box. So that is the way that you can proceed with this form. Keep in mind, of course, if you put an artificial address in here like na@na.com, you're not going to receive a confirmation email. As long as you get to that final screen that showed you, thank you, we've confirmed your reservation, we've confirmed your registration, then you will get this screen here just confirming. If your email was entered properly, you will receive an email confirmation within the next few minutes. So going back over to the annual conference page, the only other step I wanted to mention, just so that you'll understand a little bit about how this new system works, we have this message here indicating that spouses who are sharing one email address, you need to note, our registration system identifies you uniquely by an email address. That's what allows you to log in, find out what your login and password are, your username and password, because we want only one email address associated with each login. So we came across a couple of dozen look like spouses who are sharing one email address. So if you do run into that, it's no problem. Just contact your district office. Let them know if maybe one of you does have a unique email address that you could add to the system so we can identify you separately. We can get that entered in and get you registered that way. It's also possible for your district office to just register you over the phone if you call them without another email address. So keep that in mind. You may run into that if you're sharing an email address with someone else. Now, if you went into our system also, though, at some point and tried to create another account because you couldn't figure out how to use your pre-registered, pre-assigned account, then we will have another problem. And again, we can take care of that, hopefully just one phone call. Your district office knows how to go in and change the email addresses that are associated on what might be duplicate accounts. Once those email addresses don't match, then you should be able to log on in the account that is the correct account. So not to get too much into that, your district offices understand how that works. So if you do run into issues where for some reason nothing is letting you log in, it's looping, it's probably because we have a duplicate. We did try to get rid of those. If you had an existing account already as a lay member, and especially as clergy, that is the same login you will use for annual conference. And so if we were able to identify you that way with a matchup in our system to your email address, then you can use the same login you're used to using. So I think that's it for now. Like I said, you can contact your district offices for assistance with this process. You can also contact Charlotte Riggins here in the conference office. There will be emails going out for people who may not have completed registration. If you think you completed it but didn't, you will actually receive an email. You should receive an email saying, well, it looks like you didn't complete your registration. You'll have some information in there that might help you in that email. Basically, how you can contact me directly to make some other changes as might be needed on your login and help it walk you through this login process, or to also just give you a couple of recommendations. Folks who are using Internet Explorer browsers on an older Windows computer are likely to have some problems with this web page registration system. Not everyone, but there's been a few phone calls already. Firefox and Chrome browsers are going to be the best ones to use. Least amount of problems we've seen there. So that just gives you some idea on some other troubleshooting kinds of things that you could do yourself. It'd save you the time of having to wait for someone at the office to get back to you. So I hope that helps, and remember ac.holston.org for all of the upcoming information of what's going to be going on with the annual conference. And we'll see you at the lake.